Conor McGilligan, get yourself strapped in. This is the Rumour Mill. This is One Leeds. Welcome back to the latest video. This video, as always, is sponsored by Shop GNO, The Job Match Group, and Match Bingo. Let's get into it. First up, The Job Match Group. Whether you're looking for your next big gig or just browsing, The Job Match Group has niche job sites made just for you. F1, retail, security, and loads more. They're about matching the right person to the right job. Make sure you check them out if you're ready to level up your career. Then we've got Shop GNO, an exciting new e-commerce site where you can grab exclusive deals and discounts. Right now, One Leeds has an affiliate link just below where you can score a 25 quid membership for free, unlocking special rates and benefits. You can even list your own shop on there with way better rates than Amazon, eBay, and Vinted. They've got some Leeds bits and some general bits now and launching soon, plus some great prizes just for signing up. This is all powered by a massive Leeds United fan looking to make waves in the online shopping world. So check them out and support your local. And don't forget our mates at Match Bingo. They're smashing it with footy fun. You can get 5 bingo cards for the price of 4 through One Leeds, and you can even deposit just a £5 at a time to join the action. It's a big chance to win whilst having a blast with your fellow Leeds United friends. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Check the links in the description, and let's get on with the video. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? My name is Conor McGilligan. This is One Leeds. And of course, this is the Rumour Mill. What is going on in your world, everybody? Let me know in the comment section below. And by God, haven't Leeds United moved? Haven't Leeds United brought a giant signing in? A stack of a man. Stacking them up, Leeds United. 6th signing of the summer window. We said it was done. We knew it was done. We had faith. We knew it. Anton Stach is a Leeds United player. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to get into that in just a little bit, everybody. What's going on? Top of the morning, Connor here. How you doing, bud? Good to see you on here. Ant's here as well. Good morning. We're only a GK, LB, LW, and a 10. ST from a 10 out of window. Yeah, still a lot to do there, mate. But yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Zach says, morning, Connor. How you, mate? Slap a like, guys. Morning, Connor. Great signing. GK at 9. Still needed, though. We'll get onto that, mate. Don't you worry about that. Stach talking about his connection with the manager in the announcement video. That Farker pull coming in clutch. 100%. That is good to hear as well. I did hear that. Morning, Luke. How's it going, mate? Morning, Yorkshire Pud. Bang on time, Connor. Look, I already know. I already know you guys are going to be in here. You're all going to be in here telling me that I'm on time or I'm not on time. Good morning, Connor and everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Hope you're good, mate. Mark says, hi, Connor. Our midfield is now stacked. Just 3 or 4 more, and we are good to go indeed. Morning from Porvo, Finland. Hello, mate. Good evening, Connor. Good news. I know, mate. Yeah, fantastic stuff. So let's talk about it. And guys, make sure you slap a like on the video. Now, the competition that we're running, that we're going to be running most months, to be honest with you, which was basically in and around this. Register on GNO free and become part of the membership. Send a message to hello@shopgno.com saying One Leeds. All this sort of stuff, that is going to be announced tomorrow. We've had a slight delay, but I did mention Wednesday that was probably going to be the date of which we announced the winners. We've got 4 winners, 4 Leeds United shirts coming your way for absolutely free. Sign up with Shop GNO, and look, we're going to be doing this every single month. A lot of watch-alongs as well, so make sure you join in for the watch-alongs. Make sure you join in every single month, of course. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of you. Shout out to PN UK who did the statistics, and obviously we've got the analytics. The channel in the last 28 days, as we are speaking right now, has just hit 1.1 million views. Unbelievable. And I know there's probably about 67% of you who aren't subscribed to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to everybody. It means that maybe in future, if you subscribe, we can get guests on the channel. It means that if you subscribe, because that's what a lot of people look at, it means sponsorships might come along as well if you subscribe to the channel. Subscription views are more important in terms of income and in terms of what you're doing on the algorithm. But subscribers, a lot of businesses look at it and say, right, oh, he's got the most subscribers. We'll collab with him, which is wrong, but it is what it is. So, yeah, guys, do us a favor and slap a like on it. Morning, Connor, the best YouTube channel. Thank you so much, buddy. Let's get into it, shall we? So, How are we feeling about this one? For me, this is could it be another signing of the window? Maybe. I think it is. I'm so happy with this. Like, I'm so happy. I'm elated. Let's go over what he does so well. Anton Stach covers ground, mountain when it comes to set pieces, defensively in particular. You've got to look at the composition now Leeds have got in the midfield as a number three option. It's staggering. You know, you look at Longstaff in there, who's a certain box-to-box profile, really good in a 3, but could work, I think, in a 4-2-3-1 if you just put him in that 8 position and we get rid of the number 10. You also look at the composition now with Stach and maybe Ampadu going into certain games, maybe against the top teams where Leeds just want to sit in. Stach is a ground coverer. He's a brilliant shielder as a single pivot, never mind a double pivot. That is the strength of him. The speed doesn't catch him out. He's got a really long stride pattern, which obviously fits into the body mechanics that Leeds do look at. And we found out that Leeds looked at the beginning of the window, because why wouldn't you look at body mechanics when you're making a signing? 6'4". You know, I would say he's a very good ball carrier as well. Great ball distributor, in my opinion. You look at his percentile, I think it's the upper echelon of the 90s in the German Bundesliga when it comes to getting rid of the ball, short to mid to long range, so he can vary up that passing as well. He is absolutely freaking perfect for what we need. Now, I've seen a lot of people as well, and I've had a couple of DMs because people knew I went quite hard on Habib Diarra. Connor, what? Yeah, he's a better signing than Diarra. I think you've got to stop comparing to Sunderland. That's what we've got to stop doing. However, Diarra is a fantastic signing in his own right. Diarra is a top signing for Sunderland. You cannot get around that. Anton Stach is a top signing for us. Very different, but they are both class in their own right. Absolutely class in their own right. So I think actually Sunderland and Leeds right now have actually pulled off 2 of the signings of the window. Genuinely, I think Diarra for them, I think Stach for us. But something that stands out to me, and I mentioned it yesterday, is just the valuation. For 17.4 million quid. 17.4 million quid. That is an unbelievable bit of business. Unbelievable bit of business. And guys, you guys used to know that I worked at the Manchester Evening News. They'd buzz off this guy a lot. Rumors would be out about this guy all the time. All the time. They're going to go and get him. They're looking at bringing him in, reported by, Man United at the Manchester Evening News. They were really, really keen on Stach, and that was from key sources in that club. And I can tell you that for a fact. They were keen on this guy. Spurs were keen on this guy. Leverkusen looked at him. So the fact that we've gone and got him in, no matter what anybody tells you, why would he come to Leeds? Why would he come to Leeds? He has come to Leeds. There's a reason he's come to Leeds, and he'll be able to tell you that himself, in terms of why he's come and why he's made that move and why he's not stayed on for maybe another season, waiting until January, waiting until next summer, and he might even have even bigger offers. Leeds have managed to acquire the signature. You've got to look at Leeds United right now, and you've got to think to yourself, this is top class. It's top class what they're delivering. This is why I'm so sure on the Niners. I am. And I don't understand, and I get football subjective, but I don't understand this sort of way of which, if it's silent, we all get a little bit like, oh God, what's going on? Is it silent? Are they gonna do something soon? Come on, Niners, come on, let's go. But to just almost turn around to them and turn around and have this opinion from my standpoint and just go, the frauds, this, that. It's like, what are we basing that on? What are we basing that on? When they've been full majority owners, they've come in, they've invested so well. A lot of the profiles that they've brought in, we are now going to be utilizing the Premier League, which shows the caliber of what they've brought in. They didn't do anything in the winter window, which has saved us money. And then we got 100 points. This is in their ownership. First season didn't quite work, of course, but they still brought in players. They brought in a manager, of which we're still using, which fills out their promise of a long-term project, no matter what everybody thinks. And I know opinions are like, what? Everybody has them in terms of the manager, but they've stuck to their promise. They've stuck to that. They've got into the Premier League. I think they're having a very good window. I think we are having a very good window right now. And this is so far. We've got till the 1st of September. We've got less than a month till the season starts, the 18th of August. Leeds are trying to move with big signings, of which we all know, with particular conversation pointing towards Anton Stach was one of them. Igor Paixão was another one. Rodrigo Muniz is another one. Okay. And we're going to get into specifically what the 49ers still want, which should calm everybody down, because it is quite neurotic during these windows when it comes to people just be like, what are they doing? Why are we not bringing in 8 signings per week? So I'm really, really happy with what they've done so far. I think the signing of Biel's been a very good one. I think Stach is a top signing. I think Longstaff makes sense. I think Gabby Goodmanson is a regular in Ligue 1 for Lille, one of the top 5 clubs in France. Brilliant signing for 10 million quid. You look at Bogle's acclimatization the other day, and I know it's only a friendly, but you're looking at him in tight spaces, in pressurized situations. You look at the same with Nonso. You look at the same with Tanaka. Nonso they kept hold of and have kept hold of so far, obviously. Tanaka they brought in for 3.4 million quid. Bogle they brought in for 5 million quid. So we've got to look at some of this. Nemecha coming in, holding up the ball well, really well, I thought, in that first half. You keep him fit. He's, I think, an advancement on someone like Yol Peru, who they brought in again, by the way. So there's a lot of really good moving parts here. And this is why I think Leeds are ready. We're prepared in terms of the squad depth. The likelihood is we still go down. That is the horrible truth to it. That is the likelihood. However, you bring in a Paixao, you bring in a Rodrigo Muniz, you bring in the depth, and you look at this and you think 49ers, you've absolutely smashed it. Now it's up to the manager to deliver. Now it's up to the players to deliver, you know? But this is a real signing of intent for me, a real sign of intent. And I would say this is the signing of the window for Leeds United at 17.4 million quid. That is outrageous. It's an outrageous bit of business. So let that marinate and we'll get into the comment section below. Elmi says, Connor, Tanaka was on fire against Man United. Yeah, mate, I hope you had a good game. I hope you had a good game there. I know you went down to the game, mate, at the Strawberry. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Morning, Connor. Fantastic new addition to the Mighty Whites, pal. He is indeed, pal. Smash the likes. The fellas here every morning. Yeah, guys, do us a favor. Slap a like. This has been continuous since we've ended the season. So I hope you're enjoying the continuity. This is going to continue throughout the season, by the way. Breaking news. This is going to continue. The room mill isn't going to be a summer thing anymore. This is going to become a regular thing every single morning at 10 o'clock. I know you guys like it, but yeah. To be honest, Connor, undecided about this new signing. That's fine, Gary. Love you in here as well, mate, every morning. But I don't know why. I don't know why you would be like that at this moment in time. He's everything that we need. He gives a different profile in that midfield. He enables Leeds United to go to a proper double pivot, a real shield, but with quality on the ball as well. I don't know why you wouldn't like this signing, mate, for 17 million quid. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. So, yeah, I think we've all got to think to ourselves now when it comes to the Niners, if they don't make a signing for 3 or 4 days, let's not, and I see it here every morning, I get it, I completely get it, but what are they doing? Oh my God, the frauds. It's like, calma, 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 tranquillo. Let's chill out. Let's look at what they've done in their time. I completely understood it with Radrazani. Jesus Christ, I understood it with Radrazani to the nth degree. Trust me, and I was one of them. But I just think you've got to look at the proof of what these guys have done so far. And when it comes to recruitment, it's like the recruitment's been top, and you got to think it's been a complete change. Underwood's come in. You know, there's been promotions. There've been Hammond's left. You know, Steinson's left. I know he wasn't directly in charge with recruitment and stuff, but Steinson's left. You know, a lot of the hierarchy has left. Jordan Miles left 6 months, and now you've got Underwood coming in. You've had his recruitment team there as well. It's brand new, and so far they've done a really good job. They've done a really, really good job, in my opinion. Maybe not a really, really good job, but by the end of the window, if we've signed Paixao and we've signed Rodrigo Muniz, you can't complain with it. But even if you don't sign Paixao and or you don't sign Muniz, but you sign someone of equivalent quality, yeah, I just think it's a good window. Where is the jumper from? I might get in contact with them, mate, and just say, can we start a little sponsorship? So bear in mind with that one. We've had a few discussions about it, but yeah, I'll let you know. Some people here are moaning about the recent signings. Are those who shouted sack Farker all last season? Great top. Bring back the Rose Badge. Fantastic to land. When's the Paixao update, Connor? Yes, mate. We'll get onto that. Barry says, good to catch your stream, Connor, although I must admit, listening while in the shower after work. Yeah, a lot of people just listen at work, mate, to be honest with you. So I do completely understand that. All right. Okie dokie. What's the latest? So, Igor Paixão, yesterday, what did we know? Igor Paixão was going to Marseille, okay? That was the first bit of development. The second bit of development, 36 million quid, euros, that was 36 million euros. Second bit of information, what we knew. Igor Paixão, there was a little bit of a stumble. No one understood why. What's going on here? 36 million euros has been agreed between the club, between Feyenoord and Marseille. No worries. And Paixão's agreed with the personal terms. Okay, all good. The next thing that we hear about 2 days ago is that there are a few problems within the deal, a few issues within the deal, and Feyenoord aren't happy. Next rumors come out. Feyenoord want a sell-on clause when it comes to Igor Paixão. They want a sell-on clause within the contract, and when it comes to the upfront money, they're actually not convinced by Marseille's full proposal, whatever that meant. Dutch journalist yesterday, very dependable Dutch journalist, was was suggesting that the deal is nowhere near done, and there was a huge delegate of Marseille representatives meeting with Feyenoord representatives yesterday to hash out a deal, but nothing was mentioned in and around confidence. Today, the latest news is there still hasn't been an agreement reached. Olympique Marseille are still looking at other targets, but still, from what we understand, there is not an agreement between the clubs at the very top. Dutch journalist today. It's a French, very close to the Marseille, very close to Marseille. This account, Marwan Belchacem, I think is his name, if I pronounced it right. So I translated it this morning as well. He seems to be the one talking about it this morning. Seems to have a reasonably decent following as well. No agreement between Marseille and Feyenoord according to the Dutch media. So obviously he's reporting from the French side about the Dutch media side of things. Olympique Marseille is expected to submit a final offer today, an offer eagerly awaited by the Dutch board. Make of that what you will. The article mentions that sources close to the matter believe it is likely Paixão will not leave. Now, the reason I've also put in the thumbnail and the conversation about Raphinha is apparently Leeds United's pitch to Igor Paixão has been heavily based around Raphinha. Paixão is a massive fan of Raphinha. If you're to believe certain reports, he absolutely idolizes him. And Leeds have been going heavy with that when it comes to the recruitment, when it comes to the conversations with his representatives. Paixão loves him, obviously fellow countryman. You wonder how far that's going to go. You wonder if this breaks down. Now, this screams to me, Connor, you're going to be disappointed. 1 litres, you're going to be disappointed. And I'm hoping that is not the case. It looks like a final offer is going through. And that final offer will be absolutely critical in Leeds United's recruitment plans, because Paixão isn't just a signing. Paixão is a movement. Paixão then becomes our best signing. It will be you look at him, and I was watching some bits of him yesterday. It was him in the Champions League up against AC Milan. And I was watching some bits of him, and I was like, gee, wow. His movement, his slaloms through defenders, how aggressive he is. Physical, defensively good as well. Defensively, good numbers when it comes to percentages. A fantastic strike on the ball at all angles. Just the complete package, it feels, when it comes to a left winger. So many comparisons, even when it comes to Kylian Mbappe, when it comes to his certain movements. But I look at him in particular, and I think to myself, you mirror a lot of what Cody Gakpo brings. A lot of what Cody Gakpo brings when he goes on that left-hand side as well. But I think Paixão's just got a little bit more bullishness about him. A little bit more of a clinical nature. And he's the golden nugget, I feel, right now. Marseille clearly know that. They've been now negotiating with him for the best part of 2 weeks. We know we've been interested. I don't know when we inquired about him. I think it was late last week. So it's still all up in the air. It feels like it is deadline day again today, and deadline day has been given an extra day. But don't ever forget, or don't ever not understand, people, that this would be just an outrageous. And it feels like if Marseille are out the picture, which it frustrates a little bit because it is 36 million euros and they've gone in and it feels like everything's been agreed very quickly. But you've got to think as well, they've got De Zerbi, one of the top coaches in European football. They've got Champions League football. These are big factors, huge factors. And it's not like there hasn't been Brazilian examples in France before, and I'm sure they're using them as examples. Leeds United, fresh Premier League club. He's going to be playing. He's been dominating, hasn't he, at Feyenoord? He's going to be dominant outside of PSG. He's going to be dominant as well in the French league. that will aid his game a little bit when he comes to Leeds United. It's going to be backs up against the wall. It's going to be very much maybe Leeds that have a lot of the ball. Maybe he's going to be able to flourish a lot more when it comes to his personal development at Marseille, like he has done at Feyenoord. Feyenoord are one of the dominant teams in the Dutch league. Marseille are one of the dominant teams in the French league. Naturally, better players at maybe a bit of a lower level. So he might be thinking it's better for my career if I go to Marseille. Maybe that's the thought process. But as of right now, nothing appears to be going on in terms of a move. I mean, Paixao's not even in the country. You know, he's on holiday. So that is the latest when it comes to it. It looks like, well, Carl, there's a few people are talking about matching the 36 million euros. There's been nothing confirmed yet about Leeds matching their price, but we have no idea. We have absolutely no idea. So we'll have to wait and see. Connor Sinistera was dominating in Holland. Look how that ended up. Johnny came to Leeds and was brilliant. He was brilliant in the Premier League. We've got to bear that in mind. He was probably our main outlet, wasn't he, in the Premier League for the time he was with us. So when you say, look how that turned out, that's just because he's gone to another club and has siphoned Leeds off. But that will happen. You know, the likelihood you get Paixao in, and if Leeds don't make development, if Leeds stay up and we don't make development even, the likelihood is, look, we're not going to be top 4. We're not going to be top 6 in the next however many years, are we? So there's a big likelihood that no matter what happens with Leeds United, no matter what happens, he leaves, you know? So Michael says, Connor, are the 49ers going to swallow that 30% sell-on clause? Well, this is the thing, Michael. So they've got to swallow it, but then they've got to get him. Then they've got to get him on a really good deal. They've got to get him on a really good deal. He'll have a relegation clause in there as well. So they've got to make sure they get a good relegation clause in there with him. Leeds want to get the most value from him. If he turns around and we go in with 30 million quid, and he said, and his agent says, well, I want my relegation release clause to be 30 million quid as well. Leeds have made no money on him. Leeds have made absolutely no money on him. Now, when you look at, and any club could trigger that. Now you look at Marseille are not going to be going down. So there's a likelihood that there isn't a relegation clause in there, to be honest with you. So got to take that into consideration. The negotiation isn't just about the fee, everybody. And I think a lot of people naturally they get blinded by the fact that it's like, oh, it's just a fee. Why don't we match it? We I'm sure we could match it. Leeds unequivocally will be able to match that fee. He's clearly the number one target as well. Evidently the number one target across the squad, in my opinion. Leeds could match that. 100%. We all know what we can spend anyway, and we can spend that sort of money. We can spend 30 million quid, which is what it is. But then you've got to look at the negotiation. You got to look at Feyenoord. What are they wanting? And after how many games? Okay. They might have a 30% sell-on clause in there. They then might have, after 30 games, Leeds have to pay them 10 million quid. They then might have, if Leeds finish in X position and we don't go down, Leeds then have to pay Feyenoord 5 or 6 million. So then, from a deal which you'll all read as 30 million quid, Leeds agree deal with Feyenoord, 30 million quid. And this has happened in so many of our deals that have gone by when it's come to, you know, Dan James bonuses in there for Manchester United. When it comes to Rodrigo, bonuses in there for Valencia. When it says and add-ons, no one knows what that means. Nobody knows what that is. And a lot of the time, it won't get out. It makes people feel good. It's like 30 million quid plus add-ons. What an unbelievable deal. But the add-ons, sometimes, and I know this for a fact, pretty much from the horse's mouth, that the add-ons can sometimes get up to 10 to 15 million quid, which Leeds have to pay, by the way, a lot of the time. So these stipulations can be put in the contract. It's very basic football manager stipulations, but it's what happens when it comes to negotiation in football. So when it comes to Leeds talking with Feyenoord, Leeds could be saying to them, right, well, we need to drive this sell-on clause down. We need to drive this relegation release clause down. After 20 games, we're not sending you 15 million quid. You know, that's not happening. So this is all about the negotiation. It might be that Marseille have got to a stage where they've agreed with the player. They've agreed certain bits of the deal with Marseille, and that's probably what's been reported, but they've not agreed the full deal. And this could be, if you look at this here as well, at the bottom, the article mentions that sources close to the matter believe it's likely that Paixao will not leave. It might be a case where both Leeds and Marseille walk away. And it won't be because of the initial price, I don't think. It'll be because of the negotiation. And I found it fascinating the other day when 2 or 3 Dutch reporters were saying that effectively the stumbling block is the 30% sell-on clause. Because that is massive. Because we know he's going to leave. He's going to leave Marseille. He's going to leave Leeds. He's too good. So when that happens, you've got to get the best for that player. So let's have a look what you guys are saying. Kung Fu Kettle says, seeing on Wacko that Paixao for us is not going to happen. I don't think it's worth a 30% clause as it is amazing as it would be. I think we need to move on. Yeah, so we'll, as I say, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see what they do. But I think we've just got to be, you're all smart people on it. You're all intelligent. Think about it in your own business. Think about it in your own business or your own line of work. 30% sell-on clause, add-ons coming throughout. Because Feyenoord know how good he is. Look at his stats. You know what I mean? Look at his stats. So they know what they've got right here. And they'll have learned maybe from previous, we got Sinistera for a good deal, didn't we? But not only that, but they'll have learned from previous sales. They'll know this. Jay says, I think Leeds won't be held over a barrel in terms of clauses and add-ons, etc. If the deal isn't right, then no matter how good the players is, they'll walk away and move on to the next target. 100%, mate. I agree with that. Let's offer Mez and Joffy and 25 mil. Yeah, somehow I don't think they're going to get Mez and Joffy, and Feyenoord might not want players in that position, mate. So we'll have to wait and see. Sinistera played 19 games for us in his first season. He missed half the season injured. He did, mate, but he was a successful signing. I'd say Sinistera. And overall, I think we made a bit of money on him, didn't we? You have to let me know, though. Matt sold him for a bit of a loss. I can't quite remember. I thought Sinistera was a good player for us, to be honest with you, on the eye test. Dragging a bit says Pat P. Maybe end of the window brinkmanship will lead to an outcome, but then we should have moved on to another target. I think Leeds are offering more than Marseille, and that's the complication between Feyenoord and Marseille at the moment. And if Leeds are offering that amount of money, everybody, if we are offering in and around 36 million euros, there will be add-ons. So this deal, whatever people say, this deal will move on to like, so you see the deal, 36 million pound agreed. If Leeds do get him, 36 million euros agreed. Trust me, that'll be close to sort of 40, 45. Easily. If that's the case, Connor, we don't need him. 30% is too much. Business-wise, it doesn't make sense, even if Muniz is too much, but at least he's a Prem-proven player. Offer 30% over our buy price, so we can't. I love this business chat everybody's coming in with. I love this, guys. Offer 30% over, and you can sell KPA Property Management. Mate, if you want to sponsor the channel, you can do as well, by the way. Get in contact, oneleadsfanchannel@gmail.com. I like businesses on the channel, and you clearly know what you're talking about. So we can't lose, but take the future. If that's good, staying in the Prem is worth it. Indeed, mate, 100%. Connor, the Solomon rumor has resurfaced. Has it? Yeah. I mean, that would be, for me, that would be a bit of a downgrade. You're talking about left wingers, and you go from Paixao to Solomon. That would be a bit of a downgrade for me. And I know it's not Leeds' number one target. So that would be a slight, I won't be perturbed by it as such, but I would be a little bit disappointed, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we've got another update here. Yeah, and this is exactly what we just spoke about. So this is now going to Voteball International, who are a massive publication in Holland, just to confirm what we were speaking about earlier on. We'll just get this up now for you guys to have a quick look at visually. Okay, so this is Voteball. Okay, pretty official site here when it comes to Dutch football. I mean, how many final offers do this lot need? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it? Feyenoord fans in the comment section of this are really interesting as well. This Feyenoord fans just offer what Feyenoord wants. 35 plus 5 will be somewhere around that. You get him and everyone's happy. Hate these kind of clubs, getting a player all excited, then making an offer that's completely ridiculous. So, yeah, the negotiations between Feyenoord and Marseille have not yet resulted in an agreement regarding Igor Paixão on Tuesday. A final French offer will arrive. So today. So we will be here. Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be done, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Suspense is killing me. Kim, why do you keep bypassing my? I'm not Kim. Kim, we've got 1,700 people in the building, mate. And there's a lot of people on this channel who comment, so it goes the comment section, mate. So yeah, and the channel is doing exceptionally well at the minute. So I apologize. I can see your comments there, mate. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you, guys. As well, there is 1,800 of you in the building this morning. Please slap a like on the video. Please consider commenting. It's great to see new people. Great to see new people and the OGs as well commenting. But the OGs are always there. If you if you're new, tell me what you think. You're not going to get ridiculed. I want you all to get your opinions in the comment section below. Live chat, I might miss it, but after the video, I'll get your thoughts in. I'll have a little read. I read all the comments. So get your thoughts in. I'm interested to hear what everybody thinks. Even you, sat at home, TV on, meal dinner on the lap. Wife's brought it in. All the husbands brought it in. Who knows? Yeah. Sat there eating it and thinking, yeah, I'm going to have a little comment on one Leeds. I'm going to tell Connor what I think. I'm going to say he's wrong, or I'm going to say, yeah, I agree with that. Really enjoy it, everybody. That's what this channel's all about. Discuss, debate, discussion. So thank you so much for your ongoing support. Need to offload the deadwood 100%. Yeah, but sorry, Kim. It does just happen, mate. Okay, let's get on to Matteo. Rumors circulating this morning, Celta Vigo are in pole position. Market value, I've got an NA. Reason behind that is I don't know what's going on at the minute. I don't know if we're going to sell him. I don't know if we're going to loan him. I think with Celta Vigo, I've just had a quick look at their financial situation. They're looking at bringing temporary signings in, whatever that means. The use of the word temporary, to me, that means that they're looking at bringing in loan signings. It's a translation, but temporary was an interesting word. So Joseph would fit that bill, but apparently they've moved ahead of Real Betis when it comes to competition. Now, if Leeds are looking at selling him, the Guardian has reported this morning that Leeds want a bidding war, but Celta Vigo have obviously moved ahead in the race. So, look, if we get a bidding war for Matteo, I just want more than 10. Like, I just think he's worth more than 10 million quid. Young Spanish international who's doing very well in the 21s. As I've said before, I just don't want us to do the Cresswell mistake where it's not like I want him, or Cresswell now, or like, oh my God, Cresswell. But I wish we'd have sold him for more than 4 million. I can tell you that for a fact. And that'd look quite healthy on PSR as well. So if Matteo is to go, obviously it's going to be pure profit, but I want us to get a decent amount for him. I want us to be really aggressive in this window. And if they don't come in with the bid, if they don't come clutch for the bid, and you're talking to Betis are annoying me a bit with this. And we've just spoke about negotiation, but how long have Betis been in for Joseph? They put 10 million quid in apparently in January. So Leeds are clearly wanting more money than that. And when I say 10 million quid, everybody, it was add-ons because it was 8.5 plus add-ons. So apparently that was 10 million altogether. But they're annoying me, Betis, because they've been here for a while now. It's like 6 to flipping 12 months with Matteo. He clearly wants to move. Evidently, he clearly wants to move, in my opinion. Obviously, he's not with the training camp at the minute. That apparently is because of circumstance, injury, or whatever it is. But I think there's probably going to be a move forced here. Not forced, I think that sounds very holding Leeds to ransom. I don't think it's going to be like that, but I think he wants it. The club clearly want it, no matter what the sort of stuff is in and around the camp where it's, Leeds are insisting they don't get rid of Joseph. They're insisting he's not for sale. And they might be. Look, the language is so important. Leeds insist he's not for sale. Doesn't mean that he's not going out on loan. He's not for sale, and this might be the stipulation. This might be the problem. Clubs are coming in offering peanuts for Joseph, 8.5 to 10 million, which I think are peanuts. You could ask for more, in my opinion, for Matteo Joseph. I genuinely believe that. Where he's at in his career, the development he's shown, and a lot of you'll be like, what development? But I think there has been development from my perspective. Young Spanish international. The media out there when it comes to Marca and other publications are suggesting that senior officials in January were looking at Matteo to make the step up to the first team. So there's a lot of potential there, an upward trajectory as well. But if Leeds are insisting on not selling him, that's fine by me. Loan him out with an option. And I hope that's what we do. Celta Vigo, Betis, no worries, either of them. Get him out there, get him out on loan, and let's see him do well in La Liga, bring him back, whatever the circumstances is. We hopefully double his valuation because he's been out there and scored goals, got assists, comes back, we double his valuation, or we keep hold of him and utilize him. That's kind of where I'm at right now. 15 for MJ. MJ 20 million at least, 12 million, 100%. The wording could be hardball. It could be, mate. Jay says as well, I love Matteo. Been banging the drum since I saw him in the under-21s. But if we get 10 to 12 million for him, then it's a no-brainer that we'll let him go. It's great for Paixao and his chances will be limited. I think for me, Jay, I think really, really shrewd negotiators could push for 15. I've just been a little bit pedantic there. But Tim says even fringe players with contracts will hold out. Will hold out for the best deal for them, but at some point they'll want to be playing, and their contract will end at some point. So they have to make that call. Anton Stach, I want to feel the atmosphere. Lee, I want to feel the atmosphere as well, whatever that means. Tom says we want a romantic story. Yes, Tom, love that. But if he was going to do anything for us, it would have been last year while we were red hot in the Champo. Lost his spot, sulked. I disagree with that, mate. I disagree with that. I think a lot of that is forced narrative. I don't think he sulked. But I agree with you for a lot of it. I think, look, it might not be something that Leeds want to I guess how I look at it is I know PSR is going to be a talking point. I get that. Completely understand that. But what I would say is if you can make more money on him next year, or he can come back and be a better asset for you, why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? But maybe Leeds in this accounting year have to sell now. I don't know. It's very quiet when it comes to that. Do you not think Paixao has not already had a chat with Raphinha, who will only tell him positives about Leeds? Jog done ages. Raphinha keep. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully you bang on with that one. I really do hope so. Yeah. I wouldn't say that wouldn't be a thing. Okay. Now, this is interesting. So, Sanne Lammens, we spoke about him last week. Now, reports are surfacing this morning. And once again, language, sentence structure, so important here. Apparently, Manchester United have been interested in Sanne Lammens for a period of time now. And they've been firm, is the word used. Firm when it comes to Belgian publications this morning. They've been firm on their interest, and they have been courting the goalkeeper 17 million quid for a while now. So last week, reports were coming out from Belgium that it was a new approach. Contradictory reports this morning are suggesting that they've had interest in Lammens for a while. And there's been a few discussions. Apparently, Leeds have now entered the race when it comes to the Antwerp shot stopper. Mark Overmars, the sporting director, has said that he's free to go. They brought in a replacement, and they want to get some good money for him. Probably similarly to that of Hoffenheim, when they went out and brought Bergin. So, Leeds United versus Manchester United for Sanne Lammens. Now, a lot of you might think, United, get that one over the line. But wouldn't this be interesting? Onana's going nowhere for them. We all know that. They've not got a lot of money. They've just spent 75 million quid, or just wasted 75 million quid on Mbuemo. 62.5 million quid on Cunha. Leeds have money. This one's going to be interesting. But if we get Sanne Lammens, it's just going to be brilliant. It's just because it's like we know that they're interested, when it comes to the English publication and Belgian publication as well. We know they've been interested in Anton Stach. It's not like Leeds have beaten them to these signings, but if you've got an interest in a player and then you lose out on that player, that's going to be a black marker on your recruitment list. And we know they're not that well run at this moment in time. So, and we know Leeds are well run. So it'd be fantastic if we could get him through the door and just give a big, what to that club. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll have to wait and see. Get Lammens, says Rune. Good God, don't trust Scum's recruitment as a benchmark. Scumchester is a graveyard for players' careers. I 100% agree. Anton Stach, I want to feel the atmosphere because I heard and I saw so many videos of the fans, the promotion parade of 150,000 people in the stadium. 100%. You're wrong, Connor. I'm playing FIFA on my TV. Okay, sorry, mate. Sorry. Where are you watching me then? Is it your phone? Your Scum voice is triggering my PTSD. Mate, imagine living here. Imagine living here. I walked into a bar. I don't think I've told you this story once. So you might find this quite funny. You might not. So I walked into a bar, right? It's my local social club. And there's quite weirdly where I live, there's quite a few Leeds fans. and they don't recognise me from the channel. They recognise me because I just walk around in Leeds stuff all the time. Like, I don't care. I'm not bothered. It's not been a big hard man, but I'm not just going to not wear my Leeds gear because there's Man United fans everywhere. It's just not going to happen. I just don't care. Maybe I should care, but I walked into this social club, and you think with a social, but it's quite a nice social club. So I walked in because, you know what I mean, I've been in social clubs all my life. I was brought up in social clubs, so you kind of, you know the rough and ready social clubs where you might get a glass around your head. But I walked into this one, and so what? It's Leeds Liverpool. It's when we didn't do the watch alongs, and I walked in with a Liverpool fan. Anyway, so I sit down. Leeds Liverpool. I think we lost 3-0. Leeds Liverpool sat there. We were getting absolutely trashed again. Anyway, guy comes up to me. Just one over my left, one over my right. Both sit down. So I'm with my mate. Both sit down, not asked. And they turn around to me and they go, and it's, one of them's an owner, right? So I'm not going to tell you exactly where this is, but he's the owner of the place. And he turns and he goes, "Do you know where you are?" And I went, "Sorry?" And I've been in there like a few times already. Do you know what I mean? Fair few times. I went, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "Just to let you know, mate, that," literally, "just to let you know, mate, this is a United pub." So they didn't say it to the Liverpool fan. Not interested. Not interested. There are a few Liverpool fans here. Turn round to me, "Mate, this is a United pub, you know, it's a red pub." And I just went, "So I'm not allowed to drink? Am I not allowed to, is it, are you not, you know, can I not buy a drink in your pub then? Because it's not got a red pub. It's not, it doesn't say Red Army on the front. Nobody else is allowed. I've just bought from your establishment. Your pints cost 6 or 7 quid anyway." So, you know, I kind of get a little bit, not heated, but I'm like, you know, on what? I've just bought a beer. What do you want me to do? Do you know what I mean? "Oh, but it's a Red Army pub, this." So anyway, we get into, he just kind of, "I didn't mean anything like that, mate." And his mates obviously actually speaking to the Liverpool fan about a Leeds fan being in the pub, which I found mental. So it is funny. You do get it a lot around here. But just so you know, there is Leeds fans on the front line here. There are Leeds fans. We are protecting. We all go out in our tops. I will get back to Yorkshire. Yorkshire will pull me back. But yeah, that are just funny because they don't care about us. Apparently, they never care about us, but they'll sing about us when they're in Europe. They'll get upset when we go in the pubs and all this sort of thing. United. So yeah, it's all fun and games, but that's kind of why I enjoy. I enjoy the banter. I do enjoy the banter, but it's always quite funny when they do this thing where it's like, "Oh, we don't care about Leeds." They definitely care about Leeds. Trust me, they definitely care about Leeds. I get a message from my mate's dad every time we lose. Every single time we lose, I get a message from my mate's dad, scum fan, just with like a poo emoji. Ha ha, Leeds a poo. Ha ha ha. Imagine that. And imagine you've seen some of me sometimes on the streams when I've been raging. And I bring it back. I used to be a lot worse, circa Wigan 2, Leeds 1. But I used to be way worse. I'm matured now. I'm too. I can't do that. I can't, like, be as emotionally led as I once was. But he sends me, and sometimes you're reading your phone and you're going, "Lee Judge's Arsenal Fan TV." You know what I mean? But he doesn't do it as much anymore. Hi, Con. I watched for ages, but first comment, really. How would you rate this window so far out of 10? And do we go for a 4-2-3-1? Are you concerned that they haven't mentioned a 10? We'll get into that, mate. So this is not this one. This is, I believe this came from the YEP this morning. So this is interesting when it comes to Leeds United at this moment in time. This is kind of why I'm speaking a lot about the Niners. So let's read what some of you guys are saying. Mate, they were singing about us at the Oasis concert. The Oasis gig, it was "We all let Leeds come." I said this yesterday. We all let Leeds come. So there were pockets of us who all congregated as like, marching on. It was no City fans. It was just them lot. Do you know what I mean? They have to make sure they're heard. Do you know what I mean? Everywhere. So yeah, no, it was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. But yeah, no, he's so I've not been in the pub since. Don't worry. I'm not going in. I can be quite stubborn. So I was like, I'm not going back in. Yeah, thank you, mate. Smash a like on the video. Wow, I worked in the centre of Liverpool, lived in Old Edge from 1980 for several years. LUFC fan not welcome. Yeah, it is what it is, mate. Just there's Leeds fans here, so we're just on the front. So for all of you lot who say, "Connor, you're in Manchester, how can you support Leeds?" I live in Manchester because of the missus and my ex-job, and I'm wrapped into a deal, a contract on this place. And not only that, but we're on, like, you guys, if you're in Leeds, York, in your nice little comfort zones, you're having a good little time, there's Leeds fans everywhere. Well, good for you. That's not me. I have to go. We have to defend ourselves out here. Do you know what I mean? We have to give it back. They're everywhere. But it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about yeah, indeed, right. Top signing. We'll get back onto the football anyway. That was just a little bit of fun. But this is the YEP. Leeds are still in the market for 3 additions to the starting 11, namely a striker, left winger, and goalkeeper. But further signings are expected to give Farke more strength in depth. So how positive is that? How positive is that? So you're kind of looking at a scenario there where Leeds United are Knox, you're in Stockport. Good lad. Good. We'll have to have a meet up, mate. So you see it on here a lot. You see it like Leeds fans. One that saw me the other day at a gig, and they went, Connor. I went, mate, I've seen your streams. I live in where do you live? Lives in Burnage, which is near me. Oh, I live in Burnage. We have to meet up for a pint. You see that all the time. Ah, come and meet. Come and meet. Frontline Leeds fans. Leeds are in the market for 3 key additions to start. So this is all positive. This is all really really positive in my opinion. So this is what I mean. We know it's almost as if, guys, it's almost as if they know what they're doing, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? It's almost like they know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So, as I say, you look at the recruitment that we brought in so far. I think really impressive. I think the key thing in there, you guys all know, further signings are expected to give Farke more strength in depth. So you look at the ones that they're in for. Striker has to happen. Left winger has to happen. Goalkeeper has to happen. But you look at the rest of it, and you think maybe fullback cover. You maybe think if they're going to look on the right wing as well. That's what the YEP were reporting very early on. You know, and then you kind of look at it and you think, so being realistic, right? Being completely realistic, a GK, I'd maybe look at a backup goalkeeper. No, I would, because how I want it to be is I want it to be a GK, a backup GK, and then Darlow. That's how I want the land to lie. 3 players. Starter comes in. Let's say it's Lammens. Then we bring in I don't know, a young loan player, or whatever. Or we go out and get a signing, someone who can effectively just back up the goalkeeper, right? Then you get Darlow in at 3. Then you're looking at fullbacks. You brought in, I mean, Bogle looked excellent the other day, didn't he? Against Man United under a press in tight spaces, defensively and defensively. I thought he looked excellent. So you've got him in on that right. Do you need cover in there a little bit? Probably. So I hope they're going to get cover in for that, I think. Centre back, we're fine. Left back, you need that cover there again. I keep mentioning safety Sam, but you do need, in my opinion, you're almost Isaac Schmidt who can cover you right back in your left back. So that's not. So we're not looking at too many profiles coming in there. Then you go forward. They're all always going to go in for a left winger, centre forward, of course. And then really, I'm looking at it and going, I I don't really know what more we need. I don't really know what more we can do, and it's all about consistently bringing in player after player after player after player. But I've just seen in the comments section there, you need a number 8 to back up Tanaka. I don't think that's realistic, mate, because I think your number 8. I mean, I don't even know if Tanaka's a number 8 anymore. I think his best position is at the base of a midfield. I know he's played 8 before for Japan and Dusseldorf, but I think as a conductor, I think he's actually better as a 6. But I know he's not a 6, but I think he's better at a 6. Um, so, but your number 8 is Longstaff. That's your number 8. So for me, you kind of looking at the profile. The centre midfield's fine. Centre back's absolutely fine. You're bringing a backup GK, a GK. Then you bring in fullback cover, who can do both sides, like almost your Kyle Walker Peters, your Nelson Semedos. You bring someone like that in. Could even do Nelson Semedo, by the way, as fullback cover on a free transfer. Then you got going forward, left winger, centre forward. And then you're thinking about it and you're going, I don't know what more we can do. I don't know what more we can do. I think that's so this is what I mean. We're kind of getting to a point with what the YEP have said there. You get into a stage and you're going, well, we're kind of nearly okay. I know these negotiations are going to have been going on for a while, especially Muniz, especially Paixao. They'll be going for a while. We don't get Paixao, you might go in for like an Armand Loriense and Sassuolo, who we've mentioned before. But the whole purpose of this conversation is actually bringing these players in. You do that, you bring in a goalkeeper as well and a backup, please. Bring in a goalkeeper and a backup. These can all be done very, very quickly. And then you're kind of looking at this lead side and going, okay, I think we're nearly done. Yeah, I think we're nearly done. So, yeah. I forget about yeah, mate, I forget about it as well. But guys, we've got 1,800 of you in the building. Make sure you're slapping a like on the video. I'm Croatian, live in London, and everyone always asks me why the hell you support Leeds. My answer is because everybody hates us. Yeah, it's always a good answer, isn't it, mate? There's a certain pride that you get in, and I know my old man, I think gets quite annoyed by it. But there is a certain pride in if you say Leeds to anyone, they kind of go, "What? Leeds?" So you kind of go, yeah, because nobody evokes that emotion. Nobody evokes the emotion that Leeds United do. So we've got to say thank you to Don Revie. Thank you for Dirty Leeds, because that really harnessed the reputation of not only has been Dirty Leeds having a fantastic football team as well in that era where we should have won more, but still, brilliant. Not heard anything, mate, on Saibari. Not heard anything. Top six, I believe. I know you're a positive guy, mate. Good to see you in here. I can picture Buendia late on in the window requested by DF, just as depth, nothing more. I think that the conversation is what do we do in terms of a number 10? Do you do a number 10? Do you just leave it? Because I'm going to get the graphic up. Let's have a look at it now. I don't know if it was, we'll get the custom lineup up and what leads. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so this is what we had earlier on, right? And we'll put Lammens in instead of Perry. So we've got kind of a Sanne Lammens. Okay, so this is kind of what we're looking at. Excuse me, looking at. Right. So where's the 10? So I'm kind of looking at this now and thinking that looks pretty tasty. And we've mentioned the formation switch before. You can have Ampadu instead of Tanaka. If we just want to fall back into a 3 just in front of the defence and you got the box-to-box Longstaff in there, and that would turn into maybe a 4-3-3, but with Longstaff at the peak of it, being asked to go forward. But if you bring in that, I mean, that is, for me, you're either going to get Ampadu or Tanaka, right? This is how I think we're going to go about it this year. I think we could potentially go to a 4-3-3, especially if it's successful in pre-season. It's clearly in his mindset. It's very attacking, that, by the way. It's very attacking. I think a 4-3-3. If he goes with a 4-3-3 this season, I think there will be games where Leeds get absolutely drilled. But it's attacking. A 4-3-3 is a naturally attacking formation. So if he's to go to a 3-4-3, which pulls the left wing back and the right wing back into a 5 when we're out of possession, that's a little bit more of a defensive formation, in my opinion, because it's not really a 3-4-3. It's more of a 5 at the back because Leeds are going to be against the ball a lot. So, but the options that we have now are massive, are absolutely massive. But this season, mark my words, it's going to be between Tanaka and Ampadu who starts. Longstaff, I think, starts for him. I think Stach starts for him. Loves him, and it's a brilliant addition. He obviously has to start. This season, it is either going to be between Tanaka and Ampadu, Tanaka or Ampadu. So, excuse me, by the way, everybody. I'm ill as, and it feels like I'm about to lose my voice. So, bear with me. I've been going for a while, and I'll slap a like on the video for my terrible voice. But that's how I think it's going to go. So, if we're then talking about a 10, and in that report, which we'll just have a quick look at here, not that one, this one. Leeds are in the market for 3 key additions to starting 11, namely a striker, left winger, and a goalkeeper. If you want a 10, that's mentioned in the article right there, right in that first 3 positions. If you want a 10, that's probably the first name that you mention. Striker, left winger, the offensive players, and a goalkeeper. If you want a 10, you mention that immediately. When it says and further signings, that means like your backups, your depth. I don't think Leeds go for a 10. Longstaff's not a 10. Farker will know Longstaff's not a 10, but he is an 8. And what, some people won't sort of understand this. So when it comes to a 10, I always see like a number 10 as the creator, right? The innovator, someone who is a bit luxury. When the team defend, the number 10 does defend, but they're sole onus is to provide Leeds United with a high level, okay? A high level when it comes to Pablo Hernandez style. You know, Pablo would run, he would get involved, but obviously defensively when it came to Jules, defensively there wasn't that much onus on him. It's all about attacking, okay? So bear that in mind. So I don't think we go for a 10. I don't think we go for a 10. Right. We have an update, okay? And it is on the competition. So this was the competition. If you were involved, I said that it was going to be announced, but I was being cheeky. I wanted you to see how many of you stuck around, okay? How many of you stick around for the stream and how many of you stick around for the competition? So this was the competition that we put out there, that we will be putting out there most months, but you have to be registered on Shop GNO. So this was what the prize was. Like and subscribe to the video. Register on GNO, free, absolutely free. Send a message. List the shop on there if you want. Buy some bits on there. We pick out 4 winners. The 4 winners that have been picked out for a Leeds United shirt, absolutely free of charge. You don't have to pay for anything. Remember the names. Declan Render, number 1. Well done to you, Declan. Can we get a round of applause for Declan? Well done, Deck. And the winners will be in the pinned comment as well if you want to know who's won. Number 2, Mr. Andrew Lord. Well done, Andrew Lord. Well done, mate. Declan Render, Andrew Lord. Get in contact via that email address. Number 3, it's McAllister Bishop. Well done, McAllister. Well done, fella. Well done, buddy. And number 4, last but certainly not least, hopefully not Leeds United this season, it's Jack Tankard. So get in contact, lads. Make sure you do so. We're going to be running these every single bloody month and on the watch-alongs as well. Whatever it is, Leeds United books, Leeds United memorabilia, Leeds United jackets. So get involved in the section below. Well done, lads. And listen, all of you who entered and all of you signed up, all of you have registered, don't think it's signed, sealed, done, delivered, all that sort of stuff. We'll be doing much more throughout the season. This has been a work in progress, my God, to get this off the ground. It's going to be really exciting for you guys. It's going to be giving you guys something for you, giving me what you've given me in terms of a platform. I do want to genuinely give something back. So well done to all of the 4 lads. You'll be in the pinned comment. And listen, all of you who've got involved, you can get involved again. Of course you can. Get involved again. We'll be doing it throughout the season. Guys, my name's Conor McGilligan. I'm going to have a lem sip. I am dying. If there is anything else throughout the day, we will be back on live. So make sure you are commenting. Make sure you are subscribing. This has been One Leeds. My name is Conor McGilligan. It's been an absolute pleasure, everybody. See you in a bit. Cheers.